Good morning, everybody. Welcome once again to the Iron Crane Dojo. And we're going to pick up with something we started a short time ago, where we're trying to show you how we develop a comprehensive understanding of self-defense and self-defense moves and self-defense flow. And in the previous video, we told you how to set up the architecture of that, what you should be able to do as far as people grabbing your wrist, your arms, your shoulders, your neck, your hair, the back, your belt, your clothing, and so forth. Now we're going to go to each of those subsections and take a look at a few ideas and concepts and how we've incorporated them into what we've done with ourselves and made it into a comprehensive working flow. What this will be is a set of basics. Now we want you to understand that we approach this as establishing building blocks, and when people join our group for the first 2 or 3 years, we work these building blocks intensively, and between years 2 and 6, these building blocks become part of instinctive flows. So today we're looking at the building blocks, and I'm only saying that so that you understand that these aren't the end-all technique. These are just little glimpses of insight into certain parts of a technique that you have to have right for your technique to work later on. And what we see out there is a lot of people with real sloppy execution elements in their technique. And what you have to get is a full understanding of each of those execution elements and what the dynamic is within that 1/16 of a second or a 1/4 of a second, however it measures out, and be able to do it consistently. Okay, so having said that, we don't have much time here, so we're going to move forward. Assisting me is Sensei Chris. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to ask that the camera go to that side of the room, and actually over here, if you will, and Sensei Chris face me. Okay, so here's the setup. Always start from this distance. Okay, this is what's known as self-defense distance. When somebody comes closer to you than this, an attack has started. Okay, when they're further away from you than that, you still have options. Okay, as soon as they bridge this line and come into here, they're threatening you. So you need to understand that, and you need to understand that once you're threatened, your defenses have to be in place. So we always reinforce that concept by positioning ourselves appropriately. Also, when you practice, for things to work consistently, in a consistent fashion and consistently effectively, you have to start out the same way every time. Okay, so he comes across, and what we're working with today is a wrist grab. He's grabbing to my right wrist with his left hand. That's all we're going to be doing. We're just going to focus on one thing, and this whole sequence that we're about to do will be about focus, just taking one thing and looking at it very closely. First move. I roll under his power. He holds me tight. I roll under his power. I expose the target. I hit. And after I hit, I control, bring him in. And as I bring him in, I strike. This is like a bow and arrow. Okay? Now we're just going to go 1 to 9, and then we'll revisit each one, so long as we have time. Number 2, same grab. Notice how I scoop. This is actually referred to as a scoop. See, the palm goes down, across, and up. There's my target. Little nodule, fleshy part of my hand, hits. Okay, now if you incorporate any of this into your own practice under the guidance of your instructors, notice how we practice. We're not practicing to hurt each other. It's very easy to hurt someone when you practice self-defense too aggressively. I strike, come back, bring him in, and back fist. Okay? Number 3, he grabs. This is a roll about or turn around. This assumes there's other people threatening me. I come about, clear, hit, come in, strike. I've got other ways, other things I could do here, but the move stops right here. And as I do this, I'm clearing to the rear or striking to the rear, depending on what's happening back there. Number 4, he's in, cross, hit, or cross, hit. Number 5.
Sorry, Bill.
Number 5, and again, he's holding tight. I roll, bringing his power up where it can't harm me or control me, and I strike. Now we're going to switch roles here. We'll let Sensei Chris do number 6, which is a 4 corners throw. I reach in, I grab, comes across. Actually, it's not the 4 corners. We'll keep going. I'll just edit that out. Okay. Number 6. Let's start over. Okay. We had a break because of the interruption a second ago. But number 6, he grabs. I step in. This is a crane move. Try to go up. And notice how I'm gaining leverage over him and bringing him into the strike. Now after this, I can dump him down to the ground because I've got leverage on his arm. Number 7, well, let Sensei Chris do number 7. I'll probably leave this in. Underneath, crosses over, gains control, and strikes. Okay? Grabs, strike. You can go to the head if you want. And what you're doing is you're clearing outside. Other attackers might be here. You're getting outside the attack, striking in. There's a quick hit here into the armpit, brachial reflex, and then over. And I do this as an arm break. Number 8 is the one I was trying to do a second ago. Number 8, grab, control, over the top, and strike at the arm. Number 9, this is a bicep strike, an unusual strike. Bring the party in and strike. Okay, how much time do we have?
7:30.
Okay, we're running short on time here. What I want to do is revisit each of these with a bit more detail. So we're going to stop this clip and pick up with the next clip, looking at each of these in a bit more specifically.